Will Chicago Bulls point guard Lonzo Ball be ready for training camp? And more importantly, what exactly is going on with his injury? All right, let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA to talk about. The Chicago Bulls. So if you're a Bulls fan, hit the big red subscribe button, people. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms. And as always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so there's a lot of updates that had just came out about Lonzo Ball. All right, so let's go through them one by one. First one, and this is in no particular order, Chicago Bulls VP of Basketball Operations, Arturas Karnisovas, basically said at Summer League when he was interviewed that Lonzo is progressing with his injury and his rehab, if you will, but not at the speed that the Bulls would like, and he is hoping or hopeful that Lonzo will be ready by training camp. All right, that's the first update. Second one, Casey Johnson, been covering the Bulls for a number of years, almost 30, okay? He basically came out and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that with their words and actions, the Chicago Bulls are preparing for Lonzo Ball to not potentially be ready for the start of training camp, okay? And so these are the updates that had come out. And, you know, I see all these people on Twitter and social media talking about Lonzo's injury and, you know, whether or not he'll be ready. And, of course, we signed Goran Dragic. And there's a report out there, the third one that I want to tell you about, the third update, which is that Dragic was apparently guaranteed playing time if he signed with the Bulls. So did that signify that the Bulls know Lonzo is going to be out? That's why they guaranteed Dragic playing time, right? A lot to break down here. So let's start with this. Number one, first and foremost, Lonzo Ball played just 35 games last year, right? But why is that? Of course, the injury. What was the injury? Initially, it was a meniscus tear. He was supposed to be out 6 to 8 weeks, and then he was supposed to be back. Rob Williams, center for the Boston Celtics, tore his meniscus before the playoffs started, and he was back in the playoffs. So that injury should not have taken that long, all right? So was there something else? And the answer is yes. It was revealed while Lonzo was healing from the meniscus tear that he also had a bone bruise in that knee. This is significant, people. Why is that? Bone bruises, if you will, tend to linger for a long time. Let me give you an example. You guys remember Kendrick Nunn? Yes, he plays in the NBA, but he missed all of last season with the Lakers because of what? That's right, a bone bruise injury. Okay, so obviously not good to hear that. A bone bruise takes a while. The meniscus tear, he probably easily actually should have been healed and even played in during the season, let alone be ready for training camp for next season, okay? It's the bone bruise, I believe that is the case. And I'm not a doctor, not saying that I know that for certainty, but it's the only thing that makes sense to me, okay? So if it is the bone bruise that is taking so long for Lonzo to heal, what is the potential for him to be ready for the start of training camp, right? So the NBA season starts around late October, early November. And we're talking about training camp, obviously, early October, late September. We're 2 months away, 2.5 months away from that happening. And so to me, Lonzo's been out since January, right? January all the way till right now, which is July, and then August, September. We're talking about 8-9 months by the time training camp starts. It's a very long time, people. Now, Kendrick Nunn was out the entire season, right? So he gets the entire season off and then the summer off, and then he's able to obviously come back, hopefully, this upcoming season. And so I am basically telling you guys that I would not be shocked if Lonzo was not ready for training camp and potentially the start of the season because of how tricky bone bruises are. Just to give you an example of a guy who literally was out the entire season. Not good news, but here's where I'm at. I would rather Lonzo miss early part of the season if it comes to that. Obviously, I don't want to miss any games. But if I had to pick, give me Lonzo to miss the early portion of the season versus the latter, okay? We have plenty of guard depth, right? Obviously, Goran Dragic, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Dalen Terry, obviously, can play the guard position. There is ample amount of opportunity. Even Alex Caruso, who I didn't mention, there's ample amount of opportunity with so many guys to fill up that position. So Lonzo Most important thing for him is he's ready for the back half of the season. He can miss the early portion. I don't mind that. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. And I would rather have Lonzo be healthy, because here's the worst case scenario, people. The worst case scenario, the Bulls rush Lonzo back, and then boom, we've got a Kendrick Nunn type of situation where he's out the rest of the season. Can't have that happen. We saw how bad the Bulls were in the second half of last year when Lonzo went down. No, sir. Let him take his time. Okay? Let him take his time. Obviously, it's not ideal, but you have depth at that position. And if it was up to me, and if the question is, hey, do you want to let Lonzo, take his time, or do you want to let him start the season even though he's not 100%? I'm letting him take his time. Yeah, I'm letting him take his time. We still got, obviously, the rest of the starters with DeMar and Zach and Vooch and Patrick Williams. Let Lonzo heal. Because when he is healthy, he is a difference maker on this team, right? He's our floor general. He's a great defender, good three-point shooter. We need this guy. So that's where I'm at, people. Let's let Lonzo heal. Even if he's out for the early portion of the season, that's fine. I don't envision him being out the entire season. There's no way. We're just talking about him missing training camp at this point. Even if that's the case, that's fine too. So to me, his health is more important at this point than anything. So it is paramount that they go ahead and let him take his time to properly heal. I hope it's nothing, more than just him needing more time. But yeah, I think this is the bone bruise of part of the injury causing this delay in his rehab. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks for watching.